All right, let's talk about something a lot of guys have to deal with. You have a go-to solution for erectile dysfunction, but what happens when that solution just stops hitting the mark like it used to? We're going to dig into why that might be happening, and trust me, the answer might not be what you think. So let's just start with a really important question. What if ED isn't the real problem at all? What if it's just the most obvious symptom? The tip of the iceberg. It's the one thing that's impossible to ignore, and it's basically forcing you to pay attention to what else might be going on underneath the surface. And here's why that question is so critical. See, for a lot of guys, erectile dysfunction doesn't just show up to the party alone. It's almost always part of a bigger pattern of changes that, once you start connecting the dots, really begin to tell a much bigger story. And this is exactly what we're talking about, this cluster of changes. It's not just about what's happening in the bedroom. It's that feeling of being completely drained, a kind of fatigue you just can't seem to sleep off. Or maybe you've noticed your hands and feet are always cold, or you're getting up multiple times a night to go to the bathroom. Top that off with a general, I don't know, a mental fog, and you've got it. If any of that is ringing a bell, you're seeing the exact pattern we're talking about. Okay, so what's the usual playbook here? Most of the time, it's a pill. And look, those can be an absolute game changer for that one specific issue. But it's really important to ask, what is that approach not doing? What's it missing? And this right here, this is the core of the issue. A pill is designed to target one symptom for one specific moment. But that whole other cluster of stuff, the fatigue, the brain fog, the coldness, the low desire, that often gets completely ignored. The pill is all about fixing the moment, but that deeper underlying pattern that's draining your vitality, that just keeps on going. Well, if you're dealing with a deeper pattern, it kind of makes sense that you might need a different way to look at it, right? And this is where a really ancient perspective from traditional Chinese medicine offers a pretty fascinating way to understand what's happening. In traditional Chinese medicine, these symptoms are anything but random. They point to a very specific pattern called kidney yang deficiency. Now, the best way to get your head around yang is to think of it like your body's internal furnace, its pilot light. It's the source of your warmth, your energy, your drive. So when that fire starts to burn low, you get all the classic signs. You feel cold, you feel tired, and you see a decline in that core vitality, which of course includes your sexual function. And hey, it's worth mentioning, for some guys, especially younger men or anyone under a ton of stress, there's another pattern that can come into play called liver-qi stagnation. You can just think of it like this. Stress is causing a sort of energy traffic jam in your body. It's just another piece of the puzzle, and it reinforces this whole idea of looking at the body as one big, interconnected system. So if the way we understand the problem is different, it stands to reason the solution might be different too. And that brings us to an approach that is completely different from a pill, mainly because it works from the outside in. Nothing is ever swallowed. So what we're talking about here is a 100% external herbal pouch. You actually wear it right on your navel. And because you don't ingest anything, it's a totally different mechanism. The whole thing is designed to be super simple, to fit right into your daily life and help support that deeper pattern of vitality we've been talking about. And they've made the whole process incredibly straightforward. It works in a simple 9-day cycle. You just apply the first pouch, and you wear it for about 3 days. Then you swap it out for a new one, and then you do that one more time. So that's 3 pouches, 3 days each. That's the whole routine. Okay, so let's tie this all together, right? What's the big takeaway? The fundamental shift in thinking here is moving away from just zeroing in on one symptom and instead looking at how to support your entire system as a whole. And this idea of looking at the whole system, well, it makes a lot of sense when you look at the bigger picture. I mean, ED is a super common problem, but we also know the pills don't work for everybody, and a lot of guys just end up stopping them. That huge disconnect strongly suggests that for many men, the pill just isn't getting to the root of it. That deeper pattern is still there. It really all boils down to this one powerful idea. Pills may address a moment, while a broader pattern may still remain. And that is the difference between a temporary Band-Aid fix and actually supporting your long-term overall vitality. So we're going to end right where we started, with a question just for you. If you're experiencing not just the ED, but also that fatigue, that coldness, or that general sense that your drive is fading, then maybe the symptom that got your attention isn't the whole story. Maybe it really is time to look beyond the symptom and start thinking about the bigger picture.